Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joravad. I'm a content creator and sneaker reseller, and I make videos for people like you who are based in the UK and want to get involved in the community here. For today's video, I thought I'll talk about the sneaker community in general in the UK and how actually you can start creating a brand for yourself and starting sneaker reselling, hopefully making it your main form of income or even a large portion of your income as well. So I've split this video into 4 different steps, which I think is the easiest to understand and the easiest process to take in order to achieve that goal. And where you can fast forward the video, I'll put the timestamps there and I'll put the timestamps in the description below as well. As always, if you are new here or if you haven't done so already, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below and also hitting the like button and commenting down below any questions and stuff that you have, and I'll try to answer as many comments as I can. Without talking too much, let's actually go into the video now where I let you know what that 4-step process is. Before we begin, the 4-step process I'll just say now is: number 1 is having a passion for the brand, number 2 is researching as much as you can on different aspects of the actual reselling process, number 3 is choosing how exactly you're going to purchase your shoes and how exactly you're going to sell them, because there are many different varieties which I'll talk about later on in the video. And then lastly is actually building your brand from there once you've got a few sales and a few clients and growing it to potentially becoming your main income. Starting off with number 1 is actually having a passion for the brand. Now, with anything in business, whether it's selling cars or whether it's selling shoes, you always want to have a passion for what you're actually selling. It'll give you more knowledge on the product and it'll look better for a potential client or customer, and maybe the main reason why they choose to purchase from you. So in my situation, I only pretty much sell Jordans, Jordan 1 all the way up to 13s, which I've previously sold. I have only made a few Adidas sales with Yeezys and stuff, but in terms of any other brand like New Balance or Reebok or anything, I've pretty much never made a sale from them. So because I know my stuff about Jordan brand, a lot of people continue purchasing from me because they have that trust in me that I will provide them with a good quality product. And I've now built to the point where all those clients have given me good references for potential new clients as well. So if anybody's ever thinking whether they should purchase from me, I can show them the references that I've got from my previous clients. Then after seeing that, they're more than happy from purchasing from me. Networking is a must, but most importantly is having a passion for the brand and knowing your stuff on the brand, because also you really don't want to look silly in front of a potential client as well. So if someone's asking you loads of questions about it in terms of sizing, quality, materials, whatever it is got to do with the shoe, you want to make sure that you've researched enough and you have the passion for the brand to know from their previous stuff that you have as well what type of product that actually is that they're selling. And this can go with any business that you want to do. So it doesn't have to be just limited to sneakers. With anything, you want to have a passion in it, because I also know people who have like millions and millions of pounds, well not millions, let's say thousands of pounds that they want to invest in their sneaker business and actually create something profitable for them. But not knowing anything about the brand has meant that they're not getting clients and they're not making sales because people just simply don't trust them. So I think having a passion for the brand beats everything. So before you actually start even thinking about it, is think about whether you actually have a passion or if you're just doing it for the money. If you are just doing it for the money, of course in some cases it can work, but in general for the longevity of your brand it's not really going to last because you're not passionate about the industry that you're selling in. So say now you're the type of person who actually has the passion for it and you're someone who knows your stuff on the brand in general, like maybe you grew up with the brand or whatever. What is going to be the next step for you to actually start about building a business? The second step that I suggest is researching as much as you can. So just because you have the passion for it, it doesn't necessarily mean that you know everything on the brand and everything in terms of the releases. So researching it is a must. And as we saw, like because the current situation that we're in terms of lockdowns and stuff, the release dates changed all the time. So even though we were told that it may have been, for example, April 13th that it was going to release, it then ended up being all the way in June, July. You need to know some websites that will basically give you a release calendar and will give you up-to-date information on the releases. I will leave some of my favorite websites in the description down below for my people in the UK. For the US obviously it's different, but I'll try to find some links as well. But some of my favorite websites are the Drop Date, as I always say in my previous videos. The Drop Date is one of my favorite ones because They give you a release date, and it updates very regularly as well. So it changes in terms of, you know, what we've been told by Jordan brand as well, or whatever brand. My second one is a Sole Supplier, and these two are just websites that I use. The Sole Supplier is gives you good information on the shoe. It tells you like what it looks like, it tells you the materials and stuff. So if you want to make a sale, you can use the Sole Supplier and get the information from there. But these two are websites, but there's also some apps that I like to use as well. One of my favorite apps to use is called Grailify. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically, I think it's a European app, German or something, I'm not really sure. But what they do is they basically ping your phone every time the release happens. Even if it's something like a shock drop or something, it will ping your phone, and then as soon as that happens, you can purchase it straight from your phone. So you don't even need a computer set in front of you to actually make the purchase. I really like the app because it's also free as well, and it does quite a large majority of what other cook groups do. If you're joining a cook group for just knowing about releases and stuff, then I'll definitely recommend not really wasting your money on that. I'll definitely recommend using Grailify, because cook groups are something completely different. It's mainly helpful for people with bots or for people who want to buy slots or whatever. So if you're just looking for release information, and if you're just looking for release dates and notifications for drops and stuff, I'd recommend Grailify, the Drop Date, and Sole Supplier as my three favorite websites, my two favorite websites and my favorite app to use. There are also various Twitter accounts that you can probably search in your Twitter app as well, that they'll do the same thing. If you turn your post notifications on for them, then they'll notify you every time that there's a drop and stuff. Once you turn your post notifications on, it becomes basically like what a cook group does in terms of pinging your phone every time there's a drop. So those are the websites, apps and stuff that I would recommend using if you're beginning sneaker reselling. Also, you need to know the specific retailers in your area or online that are selling that shoe. So not all retailers actually sell every single shoe. So if you're like, for example, in the UK, Foot Locker doesn't really release every single drop compared to the actual sneakers app. A lot of people ain't actually aware, but there are different various ways to buy their shoes for retail rather than just sneakers app. There's the sneakers app, there's Foot Locker, there's Offspring, there's Foot Patrol. There's so many different websites where you can actually get these shoes from. So just limiting yourself to a sneakers app is not really the best thing to do. You want to look at everything as a whole and look at different various websites that you can use. Maybe you can get one shoe there, one shoe here. You know, wherever you can, try to get as many shoes as possible. Also, a bonus tip which could work but could also not work is talking to other resellers. But you know, you have to be careful because some resellers don't like to give away their tips because they want their profit, and it's just that type of market. So if you find the right reseller and you reach out to them and ask them questions, and if they ask, then that would be really helpful for you. You know, you can find out, well, mostly they're not going to tell you where exactly they purchased their shoes, but they may tell you how to get your first few customers and stuff. But yeah, that's a bonus tip. But like I said, just be careful because some people may not like you approaching them like that. If you're beginning reselling, and you know, something which will make you probably a fair bit of profit, to be fair, but it'll be the least in terms of selling shoes, is buying single shoes, not buying multiple, and maybe buying them from an outlet or buying them from StockX and selling them on. So if I was to buy a pair of Jordan 1 Chicagos from StockX, I don't know how much they are at the moment because I haven't checked, but I'm guessing, let's say that they're £300, and I find a client who wants to buy them for 320 is what I set my price as. I can buy them from StockX and pay the delivery and then sell it to that person for 320 and make £20. And although it's not really that much, if you're doing it regularly and over time, it will build to something more profitable. So don't just think that you'll be making £20 here and there. If you're going to take reselling seriously, those £20 sales really do add up and really can make a difference in your budgeting and in your business in general. You can also do a different reseller and then resell it on yourself. So I might buy it from my friend who is selling it for 300, and then I give it to one of my other friends because I'm selling to them for 330 or 340. So those single types of sales will make you money, but they will not make you enough to actually make it a profitable main form of income. You'll need to be doing this multiple times, again and again, maybe 4, 5, 6 sales a day to make it something actually worthwhile. If you've got like a corporate job, or if you're just a uni student or you're a student in general and you want to make some extra cash, those little sales here and there will really add up and they will really help you in your journey to make it something bigger. Let's talk about the middle ground now. What would be the middle ground profit? you're probably looking at copying for retail and then selling. If you don't know how to copy for retail on Nike sneakers, then I will link it in the top right of your screen. Make sure you go watch that video, and that will tell you how to copy for retail on Nike sneakers. That would probably make you around 50, 60 profit depending on the shoe, maybe even 100, maybe 200, 300 depending on the shoe. You want to add multiple drawers where possible, multiple entries, multiple websites, multiple shops that you're going to as well to purchase these. If you want to talk about actually max profit now, like how you can make this your main form of income, it would definitely be buying a bot. And although I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, and they don't really want to be a part of something like that, and they don't like that, the fact is that the market is growing and it's becoming harder to get those shoes. Once you've done all that and you've made a few sales here and there, or you're making loads of sales now, it's actually time to build your brand. So the absolute first thing I'd recommend doing is building a logo, like using a logo maker, using Fiverr or something, or someone you know, or doing it yourself on Photoshop or something. And also using that logo to build an Instagram page, Twitter page, Depop, eBay, anything that you can possibly find, and anything that you can resell stuff on. Relationships and networking is very important in order to build your brand. Networking in terms of sellers and networking in terms of clients as well. And the absolute last thing of all of this is subscribing to my channel, because I bring regular videos every single week now, and I can tell you how to grow your business. And especially if you're in the UK as well, I can really provide some key information all for free on YouTube. It's not costing you anything. So if you have enjoyed this video, or if you did find it useful in any way, do please consider hitting the subscribe button down below. So that is actually it for this video. That's my 4-step process that I recommend in order to build your business and begin reselling here in the UK. Like I said, if you did find it enjoyable or did get any information from it at all, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below. It is free, and I provide all this information for free out of my own spare time. So it would really help me a lot if you hit the like button, subscribe, help me grow my brand as well, and my business and my YouTube. And I'll see you guys all in my next video, which will be on Monday.